They say there are no stupid question. But what's the most stupid question you have ever been asked? I was born significantly deaf, was once asked. Do deaf babies know sign language when they are born? Yes, they know sign languages in multiple dialects. Do hearing babies know how to speak when they are born? Yes. Touch his earpiece. No wait, I'm hearing it's actually a no. Latest information is that children learn to speak. I work IT. Asked a person if her mouse was wired or wireless. She said, how am I supposed to know that? This is your job. I said, no, that's common sense. I almost mollywopped her. So you can look into her house with your all-seeing eyes apparently. Not all-seeing. Tech-seeing. They have X-ray vision so they can see computers and stuff through walls. Are you Asian or Chinese? So this happened at school. My parents are from China. I was born in the US. When people ask me where I'm from, I usually tell them I am Chinese and leave it at that. So after a few weeks or so, a person that's already asked me before where I'm from asks me this. But tell me why I get asked to play Mulan and not Picasso. I look Asian. Apparently I met the perfect height requirement. So are you Chinese or Japanese? Neither. I'm from Laos. I'm Laotian. My friend didn't know what an STD was. He was 16 BTW, so he asked what it was and I replied a sexually transmitted disease. His follow-up question was then, how is it transmitted? That's when it dawned on me, I have to teach this kid what chlamydia is all about. I googled sexually transmitted disease and oh boy was he blown away. I ended the teaching session with don't be a fool, wrap your tool. Don't think that you need to worry about that, bro. Tragically it's the stupid ones we have to worry about most. Are your family members Nazis? Half German. Living in England. My husband is half German Jewish. His direct ancestors got out in time. When someone learned he had German Jewish grandparents, they asked this. No. His relatives were not Nazis. People think I am wearing a pentagram when I wear my David star on my chain. Drives me crazy sometimes. Penta is 5. David's star is a hexagram which is 6. Edit. Thought I might add that this was coming from RN nurses and well versed in biblical education APRNs. When I was in the USMC I was in La Light Armored Reagan. We have LAVs light armored vehicles, they are amphibious. So yes, they are part boat. During a dog and pony show I was asked this question. How deep can the water be for it to float? I thought he meant like at what point will it start to float versus drive. So I told him that the water needs to be around 4 feet for it to be used as a water transport. No, he wanted to know if it would still float if the water was really deep. No. So what I mean is if the water was like 100 feet deep would it still float? I just stared at him. Like really? This is the best one here I think. One summer I made friends with 2 German girls who were on holiday. One of them messaged a friend of mine to ask my address so they could send me a Christmas card. My imagination ran wild. I thought, could this be the time I score with 2 hot girls? Every man's dream. He literally lived across the hall but could not remember my sweet, biggest cockablock of the week. Did they want to bang you? I met them while they were visiting my city briefly and kept in touch with them online. They both had boyfriends at the time. Girl, hey, what's the capital of the world again? I said Detroit. Well, that would explain the current state of the world. Maybe he was trying to hit on you. Source, I'm from Detroit. During a discussion about police emergencies in my high school class, a student asked what the phone number was for 911. That easy. It's 0118999881991199725. 3. 0118999881991199725. 3. That's number 1. I live in a very popular tourist town. Is there anything to do around here? We've already seen the Walmart. Well, if you drive 2 miles west you'll come across the Arboretum at the Home Depot. It is so annoying when they ask where the vortex is. Yes, leave. Please. A woman asked lesbians if they worried about pregnancy when having sex. Life. Finds its way? S. Not asked to me but by a buddy in the military. We will call him Tony, and we were in a pretty intense course in the military a few years ago. And Tony had a problem with asking our instructors a lot of fucking questions. If they asked if anyone had questions, Tony had about 3 or 4 that could be easily answered by any one of us. This obviously pissed our instructors off to a point where one snapped, "Tony, why do you ask so many fucking stupid questions?" Tony smiled and replied, "So I don't do something fucking stupid." Sergeant everyone, including instructors, started laughing, minus the instructor who was legitimately pissed off with Tony. "Goddamn Tony, he got him good." The dumbest question was asked by the sergeant. "So I don't do something fucking stupid." Sergeant, a legendary response. He saw the opportunity and took it. Comedy gold. My sister once asked me if the humans killed all the Homo sapiens because they were stupid. Also, when she found out that you need more stamps to mail a big package, she asked how many stamps it would take to mail a car. My dad told her 50 as a joke, and she just nodded her head and said, "Oh, that makes sense." She was in college when she asked both of these questions. Bro, I was imagining like a cute little girl asking these questions till I read the last sentence. Continuing to be a cute little girl well into adulthood can get some people surprisingly far in life. Is the ice cream served cold? Usually as a waiter, I can game face almost anything. But there's no way my face didn't read. The yuck you just say? I was out with friends once at a restaurant and we asked the waiter how the rack of ribs was. He replied, "They're excellent," in a firm, confident tone. So I ordered them, while my friend Mike decided on something else. We get the food. The ribs are great. I shared a rib with Mike. He loved it. But when the waiter comes back to ask how everything was, Mike, being a Mike, says this shit. "Well, I would have ordered the ribs if I'd known they were gonna be that good." And the waiter looks at him bug-eyed and yelled. Literally yelled, "I said they were excellent. What would have convinced you? Excellent plus. Was that the answer you needed?" We left that guy a damn good tip and have never let Mike forget it. Excellent plus. LOL. Did you have to take a canoe to school? A question I was asked once when I told them I moved from Hawaii. I remember the family driving cross country with Hawaii plates on. People would ask how long the drive from Hawaii was. What country are you from? Spain. Yes, yes. But what country? Edit. I think that person asked because of my Chinese features. But at that moment I didn't realize because I'm practically Occidental and I'm not very used to people asking about the country I was born. But what is more annoying is when they ask me if Panda Express is traditional Chinese food. I don't know, I am from Spain. SMH. This reminds me of the kid who said he was excited to learn Mexican on the first day of our Spanish I class. I said the same shit on my first day of high school Spanish. I said it as a joke, but unsurprisingly no one laughed. Yesterday my mom FaceTimed me from her iPhone to ask, in a panic, "Do you have any idea where I might have left my iPhone?" 100% mom behavior. My mom has done similar. A friend of my parents asked me if I know him. He visited my parents while I was away to college and I told him I was gone when he visited, but I saw pictures of you at your parents' house. You don't know me? So then I say, "Are you the friend of my parents with the hot daughter?" He never bugged me again. Tell him you couldn't see him since you have a tendency to close your eyes when being taken pictures. Sorry, the camera system I used to monitor my parents must have been down that day. In the days before cell phones, that friend called me and asked where I was. I had to pretend to be my grandma. Grew up in that time as well. Frustrating to be waiting for someone. You call their house to find out how long ago they left and they answer, "You haven't even left yet?" I worked retail. A woman who did not have her child with her asked me if I thought a piece of clothing would fit her child. I said, "Ma'am, I have never met your kids in my life. Are you not the parent?" Retail. I got this one all the time. "Would this fit my child?" "She's 6 inches, mom. I'm a teenager putting clothes on hangers for a living." I don't know shit about your child. 6 inches is a pretty small child. After a friend of mine and I saw Godzilla King of Monsters, she asked if dinosaurs used to hurt people back in the day. Lol, she is 33. Once a classmate, this was on year 10 or year 11, asked me how I had managed to put ice into a plastic bottle. A friend of mine proceeded to tell her that there were YouTube tutorials on cut open and glue the bottle back together and that it was super easy. That friend is WOKE. I called to order a pizza, half plain and half pepperoni. Pizza girl, sounding unsure. I guess we could do that. Which half do you want the pepperonis on? The bottom half. You animal. They go on the top half. Edit. Who gave me silver for this? You nutter. But thank you. Is Germany in Russia? She was 16 at the time and she had a young child. I still think about that kid and it makes me sad at what little chance it has in the world. Germany in Russia. Not since the fall of the Berlin Wall, lol. A manager in his 50s told me to check invoices from Germany. They were from Luxembourg. He probably didn't even know there's a country called Luxembourg. A friend once asked my other friend, who was a history teacher, what was the president's reaction to Jfk's impersonation, and that was the first time I had seen a grown man cry. He followed with, well, let's just say he was speechless. Oh man. That's too good. OMG. This is so horrible. I'm literally dying RN. Can't you drive to Hawaii? Yes, you take the 5 freeway south to the 120H straight to Hawaii across the Pacific Ocean for 24 hours. Well, they do have an interstate highway. Technically an ATV should be able to, otherwise they should start calling them MTVs, most terrain vehicle. The ocean floor counts as terrain to me. I worked at Blockbuster Video in 2004 for 6 months. I had 3 unrelated incidents, but the words and tone of all 3 were uncannily identical. They answered the question immediately before asking it, and they stopped. I learned didn't know the answer. Yep, I know my movie was late. Why do I have to pay a late fee? Because you're a dumb piece of shit that does not understand the logic of time. Those were the good old days. Now we are stuck with Redbox. I worked there during the no late fees era. If you kept a movie longer than 30 days, it would charge to your account as a sale. If you brought it back after that, you'd be refunded the sale price minus a $1.25, I think, restocking fee. Yes, it's a fee for being late. Yes, it's disingenuous to charge the restocking fee while advertising no late fees. But you paid $5 and kept a new release for the entire 2 months it was popular. Karen. The store lost money because we couldn't rent that copy to anyone else while you had it. So shut up and pay your dollar. Or go complain to corporate. Just leave my $8 a haul behind out of it. As a fellow Blockbuster employee, I could not agree more with this statement. My years there vastly changed my view of average human intelligence. My sister was 100% serious when she said, and I quote, "Why would anyone name their kid after a city?" This was in regards to Kim Kardashian naming her daughter Chicago. That's just cruel to do to your kid. My response, you sure, Sydney?